Alright, what's going on guys? It's Juicy P here, and let's talk a little bit about best class setup videos here on YouTube and the fact that they have been around for a very long time, but moreover, why are they so popular, especially now in the Modern Warfare 2019 era? Why are best class setup videos doing extremely well? Well, there's a lot to be talked about, and there's a lot of reasons as to why this is. Well, first of all, let's talk about what these hope to achieve. Best class setup videos are not only opinion based, they are based off of the opinions of that player, whatever they deem as the best possible setup you can have for that certain weapon or loadout. And honestly, there's no straight guide as far as this being definite the best class setup, as far as from a Infinity Ward standpoint, Activision standpoint, or an official statement from the game developers as far as this is indeed the best loadout. This is solely from the creator and what he or she deems as the best class setup. And honestly, why it's so popular from all of the games out there, why it's so popular and why they do extremely well, especially when it comes to the beginning of the life cycle of that game, it's because everybody wants to have that leg up on the competition. And honestly, it is something that is really popular for a reason. Everybody is searching what the best attachments are for those weapons, and I can't blame them because I do the exact same thing as well. I search up best class setup for the MP5, best class setup for the AN94, depending on whatever game it is. We want to know what is the best setup for that weapon, and this is something that's not new. But what I want to talk to you guys about today, what I want to hone in on today, is why it's extremely popular, especially now in this latest Call of Duty game. Well, the reason for that is we have never had this much customization ever for a Call of Duty game. You know, the Gunsmith allows for us to have a lot of different attachments for our weapons, and this is why everybody wants to know what is the best attachment for your certain weapon or your loadout that you're going to be using. Because again, you can mix and match all these different types of attachments. We, again, like I said before, have so many options here that you don't know. We just don't know. And plus, a lot of these attachments have pros and cons to them. You know, sometimes when we look back at other Call of Duty games, they don't really have those. Basically, there's no pros and cons. Basically, your preference and what you prefer. But in this game, it really does make a difference. You know, what type of attachments you put on will determine whether or not your stats change for that weapon. And that's kind of interesting because we haven't really seen that too many times in Call of Duty. I think that something has really made this into a very unique game, to say the least. Honestly, if you were to ask me, would I prefer to have a gun with pros and cons, or have attachments for that matter with pros and cons? Probably not. I wouldn't have you always, you know, reducing the ADS speed for putting a tape on it. You know, like some of that stuff doesn't make any sense. But this is what I'm talking about. We have so much stuff, so much customization options when it comes to these attachments via Gunsmith that people don't really know what is the best loadout for that weapon. So I'm gonna actually move over and show you guys some of the things that I'm talking about. I mean, honestly, we have just so many options here. Let's take a look at this in real time. Alright people, so here's just an example of what I am talking about. Honestly, this is the GRAU that I have right here, and look at all the options that we have for these attachments. I'm just gonna take one for example, the muzzle, the monolithic suppressor. Everybody knows that the monolithic suppressor is like the go-to attachment for almost all the weapons out there because of the sound suppression and damage range. And the cons you see right there are the aim down sight speed and the aim walking steadiness. You go over to some of the other attachments here for the muzzle, and you see it has recoil control as a pro, but the cons are aim down sight speed and aiming stability. Now, any ordinary person would look at all these things, looking at all the pros and cons, and would ask themselves, what is good, what is bad? Like, if I do, let's say for example here, the monolithic suppressor, if I have sound suppression and damage range, but my ADS speed and aim walking steadiness is gone, or it's compromised because of that, is it really still the best attachment? You know, a lot of people would ask that question. How about for the barrel? You know, look at all the pros. It has a lot of pros, a lot more pros than cons, with damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control, but the ADS speed, the movement speed is compromised because of that, you know? See, look at some of the other, what's going on here? Jesus. Technical errors there. But yeah, like look at the laser, some of this stuff over here. Yes, all of these things are good. Aim down sight speed, aiming stability, aim walking steadiness, but your laser is visible to enemies. So is it really a benefit to your weapon? I mean, you look at all of these things and you think to yourself, what's actually benefiting it? What's the best weapon for stabilization? I mean, honestly, when I first started playing this game, I didn't know what the hell was the difference between recoil stabilization, aiming stability. Like over here, okay, you get a bigger barrel, but if you look at the stats over there, nothing changes as far as the pros and cons go. But if you look at the actual mobility control, things do change there when I switch between the two. Is it really worth it to switch to these different ones, or to the bigger round magazine versus the 50 round magazine, because you compromise your mobility? You know what I mean? So those are things that you have legitimate questions about, and that's something that you don't know. If you want to go and experiment through all that stuff, then obviously, you know, you're gonna take some time doing that, versus going on a YouTube video, doing a quick search on the best GRAU setup, best MP7 setup, whatever the weapon is, and you can find whatever that creator deems as the best possible setup for them. And like I said before, it's something that they have a personal opinion about, and it's not something set in stone. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's just basically what it is. And honestly, I'm not hating on it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that people are searching it up, and you know, it's a bad thing that it's popular. I just wanted to put that out there, that this is the reason why they're so popular, and especially now. Like I said before, I went through the video live talking about the different attachments. You guys saw it. You know, just to cut through all of that, I just want to do a quick search and just see who has, you know, the best loadout. Is it working for them? And maybe I can use it as well. It's the same thing for, you know, the game settings. What are the best possible game settings for me to have an advantage in that game? Is it 0 volume on game, 0 film grain, you know, world motion blur, weapon motion blur? Should those be disabled? The minimap shape, should it be square? Should it be round? All these things are things that we are definitely looking up on YouTube, and it actually makes things a lot easier. Honestly, it really, really does, and it's really, really cool that we have, you know, a resource like that on YouTube to be able to, you know, look up and search. And that's just basically it. I mean, honestly, it's just kind of cool to me more than anything. I think it's just something that I wanted to bring to light, just show my appreciation for some of the things that we have on YouTube and what creators are able to make, how we are able to quickly look this stuff up and have to not go through all of the trial and error. But anyways, that's basically it. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys searched on YouTube for best class setup videos? I know, again, like I said before, it's really, really popular, and it's popular for a reason. But let me know all of your thoughts down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit the bell to be notified whenever I upload. And with that being said, this is GCP, signing off. That man died? I'm dying to my white boss here. Holy cow. Jeez, dude, that was... What streak was I even on, man? I was doing work. I maybe should have gotten out of there. I overstayed my welcome. It's basically what I did. Man, that was a monster game, though. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next one. And with that being said, this is GCP, signing off.